Hello everyone, and welcome to another Company Heroes 2 replay cast. My name is ATR, and today we're gonna have ourselves a 2v2. That's right, a 2v2 on rails and metal. Our heroes today are going to be Mr. Aprofis, playing as the OKW forces in the yellow. And his ally in the blue is going to be CharlesDarwin. Yes, he's back from the dead and playing Company Heroes 2 as the Austir or Wehrmacht faction in the blue. Their opponent, we're going to have down in the south, in the pink or purple trunks, depending on your preference, is going to be Muad'Dib, playing as the Soviet faction. And his ally in the red is going to be synThrax DNB, playing as the US forces in the red. So we have ourselves a little nice mix and match here of factions. 4 of them in total. Unfortunately, though, the game is lopsided because we have 1 extra faction for the allies, but, well, maybe we'll have something in the future, who knows. Now, the UI here is a little bit bigger. Not sure if I like it like that. I do like being able to see the mini-map, but also like being able to minimize it more so I can actually see the battlefield. But we'll try this one for now, and if you guys don't really like it, let me know, and I guess next 2v2 I'll try it with a lower, or smaller GUI. Okay. So over here on the left-hand side, we see synThrax and Aprofis duking it out. We have a Kubelwagen on the field for Aprofis, taking some shots there at the infantry, but not really doing too much, just getting beaten apart. We have the Storm Pyos nearby, being able to help out a little bit. Over on the right-hand side, we hear the Soviets engaging against the Austir. We have the MG42 trying to stop the approaching conscripts. They managed to get themselves into heavy cover by the trench. They are getting flanked there by Pyos, but those Pyos only have SMGs. We did have a rifle squad here for synThrax trying to provide some additional support to Muad'Dib's infantry, getting itself right on top of that MG, but almost getting itself taken out, down to 1-man sliver of health left. However, the conscripts are able to flank the MG42, get themselves behind it. However, with the second MG coming up from CharlesDarwin, the conscripts decide to instead ura away and hide themselves inside of a house a little bit further to the north, cut off from their retreat point, but, you know, still able to do quite a bit there. Mortar on the field for Muad'Dib, as he does, of course, go for tier 2, like we can see, getting himself 2 mortars on the field. Mortars and indirect weapons are pretty standard here to see. Ah, crap, I forgot what I'm supposed to do this, right? No. Ah, shit. Ah, well. Never mind, we're not going to do the UI this in this game. I forgot about it, and I don't have a lot of time today. But yeah, I forgot that on the 2v2s I usually make a overlay to show what each player has. But we can just simply click back and forth. So yeah, we have mortars for Muad'Dib, synThrax going for rifles, getting himself that ambulance. But the ambulance is going to be back at base, it looks like, although maybe it's going to be sent to the center. CharlesDarwin taking some damage there on his MGs. We see conscripts behind the line still, now being helped out by combat engineers. The MGs trying to position themselves over here on the right-hand side point by the fuel. We do have mortars trying to capture some territory and setting up to be able to barrage the MGs, so that's going to be able to flush them out from there. And yeah, Aprofis has got himself 3 Volks and the Kubelwagen to start with. So the Kubelwagen up in the front, doing a lot of damage here to the rifles. Rifles taking quite a bit, but managing to get a rifle grenade flying at that Kubelwagen. The Kubelwagen taking quite a bit of damage. We do have the ambulance out on the field for synThrax, so he is able to reinforce on the fly as long as that thing isn't moving. And that allows him, like a half-track essentially, to reinforce on the field and manages to win that engagement there in the center and kill the Kubelwagen. Right-hand side, we still hear those conscripts back over here hold up inside that house. They finally get out of there and ura away, as we have a Pyos squad getting upgraded with a flamethrower. They're going to go for a strategic point, going to decap that. However, that point doesn't actually do anything. I mean, this point over here on the far right-hand side has gotten decapped as well. But again, it doesn't really do anything because these points over here are still actually connecting. So, yeah, it removes some resources that those strategic points provide, but doesn't actually disconnect anything. Combat Engineers and Pyos engaging at long range. The Flamethrower not doing that well as the Combat Engineers are not in cover. So the Combat Engineers are able to just have their way here. They're doing a lot of damage because they're still 4-man strong. And the Pyos squad will lose another member here in a little bit. Engagement still at the front here. We see the rifles continue to get reinforced as they continue to fight forward. Volksgrenadier squad trying to hold the line against 2 rifle squads here. Doing quite well, but will eventually be forced away. And we see that the Pyos squad did get retreated with 1 man left. Manages to make it out of there as combat engineers aren't particularly fast killers. So the mortars over here for Muad'Dib have managed to do quite a bit. Pushing on those MGs. We're going to see a conscript squad push forward to essentially reveal the MG42. MG42 going to be taking some shots at it as it crosses its arc of fire. Pops himself inside the house, and that basically allows the mortars free reign to shoot as they have unlimited vision. Pyos squad in the center will be taken out here by that rifle squad as it gets a little bit distracted. And up in the north, we see that Aprofis has set down his battle group headquarters and is in the process of setting it up as a forward retreat location. 222 on the field for CharlesDarwin as we see his tier 2 going down. MG42 managing to make it out of there as combat engineers take some pot shots on the retreat. The autocannon on the 222 going to do its best as can, but we'll see how that works out. And we do have an AT gun on the field for Muad'Dib as he pushes on the right-hand side. The AT gun now coming online. Center victory point getting capped by synThrax. Up in the north, we have rear echelons and rifles just fighting all over the place. Rifle squad down to 1 man, forced to retreat. Second squad there trying to fight against the Volksgrens, but against 2 squads. Ugh. And with... wow, look at my... I can't talk. And with defender's advantage because of the battle group headquarters, I mean, the rifles will easily lose. Ambulance moving a little bit further back to a more defensible position. Not a bad location there that synThrax has found, essentially blocked by line of sight here on that little hedge. So it makes it a little bit easier to defend. Victory point, no, that's actually the fuel point. Over on the right-hand side, getting capped here by that mortar squad. AT gun moving itself up. The 222, I mean, the mortar half-track is actually there. CharlesDarwin throwing some barrages there into the AT gun. AT gun, though, does get a good shot there on the mortar half-track. Forces it to back off.
Sector.
Left-hand side, we still hear some engagements going here as Aprofis. Wow, CharlesDarwin has gotten himself 3 222s in total. Wow, I can't talk. I need water. Sorry about that. Still all snotty and shit. Anyways, combat engineers over with Pyos with flamethrowers on the right-hand side, forcing those conscripts to retreat. Conscripts have a pretty good defensible position here. Get themselves a Maxim machine gun inside this house and such. Kind of hard to break, but again, we do have a lot of 222s on the field here for CharlesDarwin. CharlesDarwin has selected his doctrine, and that is, of course, the Festung support doctrine. That's why we see the mortar half-tracks on the field, and he gets a second one as well, so he wants to be able to combat the 2 mortars that Muad'Dib has. Aprofis, for his part, has selected his doctrine as well, and that is the Scavenge doctrine. So we're going to be seeing the grenades flying probably in multiple directions. And both of the allies have not selected their doctrine just yet, so we'll see what they wait for there. Pyos faffing around, not repairing their vehicles. We still have a damaged 222 and the half-track there. Conscripts up in the north, not conscripts, rifles up in the north, getting surrounded here by 4 squads. Grenades flying in their directions, but they decide to instead continue to go forward towards the enemy. We do have a pack howitzer on the field, however, the rifles have taken quite a bit of damage and are going to be forced to retreat. The half-track is there and able to provide some support, especially to these rifles here and the captain. Still going to try and stop the approaching infantry, but it's going to be tough. And we see a Maxim machine gun being called over on the left-hand side. Looks like Muad'Dib is going to be sending some support over to his infantry allies into the north. Captain is on field, though, so the 222 is unable to really push too aggressively. There's another one over here, second one over here, so they're all over the place. Mortar half-tracks have been repaired. Aprofis getting himself another supply half-track. Probably going to be setting it up as a Schwerpanzer headquarters. Yep, goes down as the Schwerpanzer headquarters, so it will be able to cover this entire territory and defend that victory point. So Muad'Dib having quite a nice time down here. Not really suffering too much, as it looks like CharlesDarwin is unable or unwilling to push there. It looks like right now he's just holding the line with some vehicles and troops, and instead deciding to focus his efforts into the north and try and flush out the infantry there. We do see Muad'Dib has sent his Maxim machine gun there to provide some base of fire support. Probably putting it inside the trench would be a good idea, although it looks like it's going to actually go cap the point for now. So the rifle squad retreating, the machine gun opens up, and it's going to get suppression going on that infantry. However, there's a lot of infantry here, and the Maxim machine gun will get surrounded. Decides to instead retreat, and will be making its way out of there. It is retreating at a weird angle, but it is because the base is over here. We do have tier 3 down from Muad'Dib, so something is probably coming out of there, and that something seems to be a Su-76. synThrax for his part, with the captain, gets himself a steward onto the field. The steward coming in right now. See a lot of infantry pushing forward. The rifle's just getting torn apart here. Volksgrenadiers trying to go maybe for the kill on the half-track. Well, not the half-track, but the ambulance. And ends up getting itself killed instead. The 222 also going to be getting itself destroyed. No, it looks like the steward is instead going to be allowing the 222 to live, as it wants to keep itself alive and just moves the hell back. Ambulance trying its best it can to keep infantry alive. However, the troops are forced to retreat due to overwhelming presence here. And we do have a mortar providing a little bit of support over on the left-hand side by Muad'Dib, but that half-track seems to be in a bad spot here and might actually die. Oh, no, actually, a nasty shot there by the steward. Manages to nail that Volksgrenadier squad down to one man, forcing it to retreat. The ambulance moves itself to the north, and with one man left on that squad, it's going to get killed. This one might also die, but it's a little bit further out there, so it looks like it might actually be able to make it out of there. So Aprofis suffering heavy losses here, down to 3 squads in total. Jeez. Does call in yet another supply half-track, so it's probably going to be trying to get some heavier tanks rolling as quickly as possible. synThrax and Muad'Dib doing well. We're on the right-hand side. We see the Su-76 pushing forward, trying to catch those mortar half-tracks. We have 3 mortar half-tracks on the field for CharlesDarwin. Very aggressive or heavy investment into the vehicle side of the army. Really just rolling with Pios and a couple MGs. Mortar half-tracks just bombarding the victory point here, trying to tear it apart. We do see that the Schwerpanzer headquarters has been eliminated there for Aprofis, so that was part of the assault there. I'm assuming it didn't even get built, right? I'm assuming it got destroyed while it was being built, but I didn't catch it, so I don't know. I'm going to assume. Grenades flying at the infantry here. The captain taking quite a beating, down 2 men, going to get torn apart. Loses its bazooka. The rifles manages to recover one of the bazookas, but the captain himself did get eliminated. Rifles will, however, continue on the spirit of his of their brave captain and try and push on. The Su-76, though, moves itself straight into the line of sight of a pack gun. Gets itself destroyed. However, it does manage to, with its last breath, take a final shot and destroy the mortar half-track, so removing a little bit of the annoyance there that CharlesDarwin has brought onto the field. However, he instantly builds another one, so it doesn't really do much. Still, though, the point over here on the right-hand side just continues to get fortified here as conscripts lay down sandbags and just make sure that all this territory is as hard to take as possible. The 222s up in the north fighting the rifles with their bazooka. Bazooka managing to get a good shot. Only one of the bazookas got dropped, though, so it's not as easy to kill as the captain has it. So Steward, though, moving up. These Storm Pios and Volksgrens getting on top of those rifles. Volksgrenadiers with Trex doing a lot of damage here at that Steward. The Steward trying to move back. Whoa, managing to dodge one of those Trex as it flies out to its side. And the Steward just moves the hell out of the way, as it looks like synThrax is going to be forced to back the hell off. Unfortunately for him, though, the Maxim machine gun is not nearby to provide sufficient support. Grenades do fly at the mortar. The mortar takes quite a bit of damage and is forced to retreat. And everybody is forced to back off to a better position. We do have a tank trap there providing some heavy cover to the infantry, so they're able to sit there and withstand the onslaught. The 222s moving in together, doing a lot of damage here on that rifle squad. Not going to be able to do too much against them. Does throw a rifle grenade and gets, you know, some damage there, but eventually is forced to retreat. AT gun moving over to the left-hand side as we do have the Maxim just sitting there. The other Maxim moving up to the north. Stewart getting some quick repairs going there as the rear echelons and the vehicle crew do the repairs themselves. The rear echelon squad being the one sent inside of the vehicle, realizing, wait, what are you guys doing? Get the hell out of my vehicle. And they do, so there you go. Huh. Looks like synThrax lost his AT gun at some point. I don't see the wreckage, but I mean, it happened. Major is on the field, though, there for synThrax, so he is able, or should be able, to set up a forward retreat spot to make it just as difficult for Aprofis and all them to push him out of the field. Doctrine selection for Muad'Dib, and that is the Advanced Warfare Tactics. Gives him access to that radio intercept, which is pretty cool. Rear echelon squad opening it with its volley fire on those approaching Volks, getting them suppressed eventually. But they're being torn apart here by the infantry. We do have the Major set up in a forward retreat spot, so it will not be a very long retreat. They'll be able to just quickly stop there and both heal up and reinforce. So the Panzer headquarters did end up being built, more in a defensive position here to cover the battle group headquarters, it seems like. MG-42 Storm Piles moving around, the AT gun moving forward, trying to catch the vehicles, but only ends up getting torn apart there by the MGs. Taking a little bit of damage, but stays alive, so seems to be fine. And we see a heavy assault here on the right-hand side, but CharlesDarwin with all his vehicles, the 222s just blasting through and breaking the defensive location on the right-hand side. A mortar squad did get taken out and gets dropped onto the field. Nothing is nearby to pick it up. We have some Pyos moving in that direction, so the mortar could come into play. Profits does go for the 105 howitzer barrage, getting it called right on top of something here. Bad barrage there. Might actually hit the pack howitzer, although seems to avoid the brunt of that and manages to move out of the way in time. Maxim machine gun getting some shots flying at the Pyos. The mortar did get stolen there by that Pyo squad, so it moves out of the way. And the MG over here in the north seems to be getting targeted down by a lot of infantry. AT gun covering the center. Not a lot for it to shoot at right now. Up in the north, we see another flood of infantry here for Aprofis, moving out of its battle group headquarters. And the rifles just trying to do as best they can to stop them. Grenades do fly. Ooh, nice grenades there. At the things. And the AT gun in the center does get decrewed there as it was just left there. Mortar squad over here in the north providing some additional support. Getting targeted here by the 222s, going to be forced to retreat. The pack howitzer not really in position to provide any support there. And even then it would be hard for it to hit vehicles, but it can still do it. It's pretty powerful. PPSH is equipped on conscripts, allows them to do a lot of damage up close and forces the retreat of those troops over there. And it looks like the Maxim machine gun up in the north is get turned around. Rifles moving around, one of them with a bazooka. Shots continue to fly into the north from that pack howitzer. Prof is getting himself some Oversoldaten. We see Muad'Dib getting even more rifles, as we also see synThrax deciding to invest a little bit into his tanks and going to be getting himself a Sherman. 222's focusing right now the AT gun in the center, trying to destroy the weapon as it is just sitting there. Their autocannons are capable of destroying, as you can see, but they're not very good at it, so it takes a while. The MG is left there on the floor. 222 moving forward. I mean, not 222, but 222 is moving away. The Steward moving forward, trying to catch them. Pack gun is nearby there to provide cover, so the Steward is unable to really pursue too much. If it did, it would get itself killed. Right-hand side. Maxim, conscripts. Not a lot of opposition here. It looks like CharlesDarwin didn't invest much into holding the territory. He's just flooded, took it, and then sent everything back up to the north. Volksgrens and rifles engaging at long range. The Obersoldaten pushing forward. Nice grenade flying at the Obersoldaten. It's a blast going, but they had already retreated. One of the rifle squads is forced to retreat, but again, they're not retreating far. They're all retreating here, so they're able to quickly reinforce and get back out there. Volksgrenadier squad's quickly forced away, as we do have a Sherman now on the field. The Sherman does not have high explosive rounds loaded right now. It's more intended as a anti-vehicle measure. We still have those 3 mortar half-tracks up in the north, so there's a lot of indirect fire flying in this direction. As we see a T-34-85 coming into play from Muad'Dib, so that and the Sherman, pretty strong tank presence. And even the Steward there to add on top of that, so we'll see. Steward, though, taking quite a beating there to the 222s and getting some shots on in by the pack gun. 222, though, gets focused here by the T-34-85 and the Sherman. However, manages to make it out of there. Stays alive, actually. And we see the smoke barrage getting popped right on top of the MG, breaking its line of sight and not allowing it to provide any suppressive fire. And the pack unable to shoot any of the vehicles, so it opens up a little bit of a window opportunity there for the Allies to break those tanks, but doesn't look like it's going to work out. Trex flying at those T-34-85, T-34-85, and Sherman trying as best it can to do as much damage as they can. However, the Sherman does not have its high explosive rounds loaded, so it is not going to be able to do too much. The Steward, barreling out of control, explodes in a ball of flame there in the center. And the Shreks on those Volks, well, proving that they're very, very powerful. Trying to hear what's going on, but a lot seems to be going on. The mortar half-tracks moving back, trying to position themselves in a better place there. Still trying to provide as much support as they can. The Major has taken quite a beating. He's actually down to 1 man. Needs a little bit of reinforcement. Still works as a reinforcement location. However, the artillery guns are just flying in its direction, so it's going to probably get killed here if it doesn't move out of the way soon. synThrax, realizing this, though, does manage to move out of the way, so the shots continue to fly, and the Major needs some reinforcements, and he will be able to get that. And there we go. Maximum machine gun drop there in the world. The Sherman, with its high explosive rounds, now able to fight the infantry a little bit better. Unable to prevent the taking of that Maximum machine gun, which is going to be retreating and everybody going back. The Obersoldaten trying by themselves to hold the line here. Victory points 126 to 421, currently in the lead for the Allies. We see a flamethrower drop there in the world, which these conscripts pick up from Muad'Dib. So we see Aprofis getting himself a Panther. Panther on the field, able to combat all these vehicles essentially by itself. However, it does get shot on the side there by an AT gun for Muad'Dib, so takes some damage and now needs some repairs. A Shredder Panzer headquarters would be great somewhere back here, able to automatically repair all vehicles. Yeah. MG42 getting cleared out. The rifles pushing forward, trying to get a flank, but just get themselves torn apart. We do see a Sturmovik attack right on top of all these vehicles. Doesn't actually do much here, seems like. We see a white phosphorus barrage getting called in right on top of the center point as the AT gun moves back here for a synThrax. Stolen Maxim machine gun going for the victory point. Sherman and T-34-85 moving over to the right-hand side. Well, actually, really to the center. Have a mortar further up front. It looks like they're going to go hunt that artillery gun, doesn't it? So the Pio squad's catching them. T-3045 catching that 222 flank. Manages to get it destroyed. And it looks like the Sherman is going to provide some support. Well, both Shermans are. Although this guy doesn't have the high explosive rounds. Does this guy have? This guy does. White phosphorus barrage getting called in right on top of everything. However, the Sherman gets destroyed. Panther, again, proving he is very good at killing tanks, able to just push forward on the T-3045 and the Sherman together, and not really suffering much as far as damage goes. The White Phosphorus does get landed right on top of all the infantry, doing quite a bit of damage. If he could get in something else to damage this, it would be amazing, but I'm not sure if he actually has anything. Don't want to look away from this. Yeah, they're all going to start getting healed up again, so nice attempt there, but it didn't seem to work out at the end. Main gun does get destroyed on the T-3485, however, it is unable to move out of the way as Panzer Grenadiers just double check it, and down it goes. We do have a Katusha on the field for Muad'Dib. The Katusha throws a barrage up to the north, clearing the pack gun and maybe that mortar. Aside from that, though, not much else. Pack gun is getting stolen here by synThrax, trying to move out of the way, but just taking damage all over the place, so the unit gets cleared out. We see a barrage getting called in by the Sturmovik, but it manages to move out of the way. Panther pushing all the way forward. The stolen machine gun moving back. The Major... Wow. synThrax has lost quite a bit. Major currently set up back over here by this house, trying to find a better position. Muad'Dib being the stronger of the allies there. And Darwin is down to only one 222, but still has all three mortar half-tracks. Victory points 29 though left for the Axis. They do manage to cap 2 points, so that stops the bleed and starts it in the other direction. However, they don't have a lot of time here and have to make sure that they can actually, well, do stuff. Conscripts moving back. They're going to try and get an AT grenade going off on that Panther. However, that's not going to be enough to snare it. Panzer Grenadiers trying to move up on the AT gun. However, they only have Shreks now, so they are unable to do a lot of damage to infantry. And the conscripts are able to do a lot of damage to them, so it looks like the Panzer Grenadier squad is going to be going down. It does go down, even drops a Shrek there on the world. Nice grenade there by those Panzer Grenadiers trying to stop them, but they are unable to do so. And the conscript squad moves out of the way there for Muad'Dib with a Shrek in tow. AT gun moving back. We have a lot of infantry here at the front for Aprofis, just pushing into the territory for the allies. Over the Soldaten, Volksgrens, everything. Just trying to do what they can. Rifles trying to stop them. We do have a MG42 that got stolen there by synThrax, trying his best to do what it can. However, the ambulance does get taken out, and the Major is forced to retreat as there's nothing left here for these troops. We do see a 105mm howitzer barrage getting called in right on top of the moving AT gun and the stolen MG42. That's actually going to hit quite hard. Jeez, the guy actually made it out of there. Wow. So the one man manages to survive the barrage in the center of it and gets out of there. Rifle grenades do fly at the Panther, getting a snare there on the engine, but still quite healthy, so should be fine. AT gun trying to move out of the way from some Storm Pios. We have a pack howitzer behind there, trying to provide some support to the AT gun, but it looks like it's just going to get itself cleared. It does. The infantry here steal the AT gun as the pack howitzer moves out of the way and tries to reposition. The Major is going to chase it down and maybe kill it. Is the Major actually going to get a kill? That would be amazing. They're going to try. I'm not sure if it's going to happen. Shrek also getting dropped there in the center. We have some Maxim machine guns moving back. We see another tank, and that is a Jackson, I believe. Ooh, nice crush there by that T-3485. down to one man on that Panther Grenadier squad, but it looks like it's going to make it out of there as artillery lands on top of the weapon. I mean, of the tank by CharlesDarwin. The Katusha is still there on the field, only getting 2 kills so far, but doing what it can. And the Major did not get any kills because it's the Major. He can tell you how to kill, not what to kill. Still, though, Axe is doing quite a good job here, pushing back forward and getting all those points disconnected. You see the mortar half-tracks moving forward, getting barrages going there into what looks like Katusha, returning a barrage there on the mortar half-tracks. Managing to inflict some damage, but it looks like they're going to make it out of there, although that one is going to take some additional damage. Yeah, they managed to move out of the way. 222 also staying alive with a damaged engine, not getting itself killed, which is surprising. The rifles or conscripts could actually finish it off with their small arms fire. And it looks like they will. They're going to move forward. They have a Shrek equipped, so down goes the 222. And now they sit in front of the mortar half-tracks and should be able to clear it off. Over here behind we have the Sherman trying to fight against the Panther. Not going to end well for the Sherman, but they can try what they want. You see the mortar half-tracks just getting torn apart here by that conscript squad with the Shrek. One of them gets left alive. And the Sherman trying to chase down. Oh, well, that's an ECA Sherman. That's why it looked different. Never mind. So, yeah, he selects the Doctrine as a rifle company. Makes more sense. But the ECA does go down. It has a better weapon, but, you know, it's still a Sherman. However, does manage to, at the same time, eliminate or help in eliminating the Panther. So, the Axes don't have a lot when it comes to armor right now. synThrax, having lost a lot, has no infantry left on the field, has 1 vehicle crew, currently repairing that Sherman, and aside from that just has some guns and stolen MGs to provide some support. Muad'Dib, for his part, does still have his conscripts, a lot of conscripts on the field, MG, and then that T-3485, the Katusha is nearby, trying to provide what he can for support. You see a strafing run getting called in. No, White Phosphorus Barrage getting called in right on top of friendly infantry, so they're going to have to move back into range here and heal up, because that's not going to be nice for them. 25 points left, though, on the Axis side, so with these 2 points getting capped, I don't think they have enough time. They're going to try as best they can, and I know they will, but I don't think they can. The point over here on the left-hand side is locked down there by Aprofis with that MG, but, I mean, they need to go now, and I don't think they can go now. Artillery gun throwing some barrages over here on the right-hand side, trying to clear that victory point. And it does, but I mean, just clears it in the sense that the infantry moves out of the way. Infantry is going for the center point. We hear the Katusha barrage going straight into the center. Storm Pile squad getting torn apart there. Oh, catches another one on the retreat, and down it goes there for Aprofis. Nice little barrage there on the Katusha. The mortar half-tracks trying as best they can to get those barrage going on the enemy side, but not doing too well. 10 points remaining on the Axis side. So T-3485 going on a crushing rampage here, getting itself right on top of all the infantry. The Sherman is going to follow suit. GG. PP. Not sure what that means, but that's what they're saying. We see the Sherman going for a drive-by here, getting shot in all directions, even by the the Schwerpanzer headquarters itself. Muad'Dib throws in the GG as the points tick to 2. One more tick will bring the game to 1, and then the game comes to a close with that. Very nice, very intense fighting in all directions. So, yeah, sorry for no overlay this time. I'll try it better for the other one, but, well, things you have to do. Anyways, guys, I do hope you enjoyed the game. If you have any positive or negative remarks, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. If you have any replays you want to send me, go ahead and send them to the email that I will put in the description. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.